Yep. Hey, welcome to the session, Bible Beats and Bars. Listen, I'm super stoked about our guest today. Yo, full circle. That's all I can say, full circle. It's just all the way from beginning to end. We up in here. Listen, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. We're gonna go to this music video by Jess Jeckasoul. She got a dope song called Voices, and you'll get a chance to meet a very good friend of mine, amazing sister doing amazing things. So there it is. That's what it is. It's your boy, Minister Fred, too, Mr. Whitlow, aka I didn't have a snicker. Yo, Professor, take us out of here.
Lying awake at night, these voices in my mind. I cannot afford to get, don't worry, yeah. I don't wanna be stuck in my ways again. Lying awake at night, these voices in my mind. I cannot afford to get, don't worry, yeah. I don't wanna be stuck in my ways again. I was drowning, didn't have much to believe in. God gave me a reason, yeah, you know I was heathen. Wanted the fame, yeah, wanted the fame and the glory. Go down in a rollie, wearing all white to feel holy. Yeah. Give my soul, cause I need you to make me whole. All I did is ain't go, thought I'd let you know. King the step, but I believe it. Do anything to achieve it. Learn to play the background. My demons starting to back down. Can't sleep in the night time. Need you to come and ease my mind. My mind. Feels like I'm running out of time. Lying awake at night. These voices in my mind. I cannot afford to get, don't worry, yeah. I don't wanna be stuck in my ways again. Lying awake at night. These voices in my mind. I cannot afford to get, don't worry, yeah. I don't wanna be stuck in my ways again. I've been feeling really timeless. Even in the dark, I'm shining. Ain't no more stresses, counting my blessings. Despite the weapons, I'm his selection. Whoa, even with no balance, I know that he's in control. Ain't no making moves unless he tell me where to go. I know all that happens, it don't happen for no reason. Only put my trust up in the God that I believe in. Can't sleep in the night time, need you to come and ease my mind. My mind. Feels like I'm running out of time. Lying awake at night. These voices in my mind. I cannot afford to get, don't worry, yeah. I don't wanna be stuck in my ways again. Lying awake at night. These voices in my mind. I cannot afford to get, don't worry, yeah. I don't wanna be stuck in my ways again.
Woo-wee. Welcome back to the session, Bible Beats and Bars. I'm your host, Frederick Whitlow II, aka Minister Fred, too, if you know how we get down. And we having a special and the guest in the building all the way live. It's Demetria Horton.
Yes,
welcome
I'm so
to the
excited
show.
to be here.
Listen, I told you all this is going to be a great conversation, amazing stories. But what's really cool about Demetria is that when we were really building the foundation for the session, which was really outreach in for underserved community families, and it was right at the pandemic.
Yes, it
And
was.
she actually helped us with the because I didn't know how to use certain technologies, and she was like, "Oh, no problem, I'll come and help you." And that was what happened. And
Yes.
listen, now 3 years later, full circle, you're sitting in
Yes,
the
yes.
chair
I'm back. I'm on this side.
on this
I'm used
side.
to being on that side. I'm on this side this time.
Yeah. So first of all, thanks for being a part of the show.
Of course.
Thanks for and really for all that you do, and you all will discover why I'm saying this at the top of the show. So I always ask our guests, and you're no exception. Um, First of all, do you have a favorite like scripture or maybe a motto or a quote you live by? So share with the folks.
Yeah, so I actually have two.
Okay,
I
that's
have a
cool.
favorite scripture and a favorite quote, and they kind
All right.
of go hand in hand.
Okay, I'm with it.
So I'll start with the quote, and the quote is, "Don't tell me to reach for the sky when there are footprints on the moon."
Oh, wait. Don't reach for. Don't
Yeah,
tell
don't
you.
tell me to reach for the sky when there are footprints on the moon.
Okay, now you got it. You got to
So
share
that
that.
that
What's
is
up?
just, don't let anyone tell you what your limit is. The sky is not the limit.
Uh.
There's outer space, there's the moon, there's Jupiter, there's Saturn, there's planet X,
Hey, you
there's
already
dark
know.
matter. I can go on and on and on. Okay. So don't let anyone tell you to reach for the sky when
Wow.
someone has been on the moon and someone has been further. So you
Wow.
have that big vision. And that ties into my favorite scripture, which is
Okay.
Isaiah 58:11. Where God guides, he provides.
Where guide, where
Where God
God
guides,
guides, He
he
provides.
provides. So that is
Woo!
dream big,
Yeah.
and God will take you there.
Wow.
He is not going to give you a vision that is bigger than what you can accomplish. So have that big vision and go for it. Don't be afraid.
What I really I'm excited because we had this conversation
Yes.
when I was like, you know what we gonna do, this and that, blah blah. We like, well, think about it, let me know, and then we'll figure it out. And listen, dream big.
Yes, because when we started this
That's
and I
right.
introduced the live stream, and
That's right.
you were
That's
like,
right.
okay, I'm going to go with it, and look at what
I'm,
you're doing with it now. You have took it beyond
yeah, and it's
what that
like,
original
wow,
idea was.
wow. And what's really cool is watching your journey.
Yes.
I mean, that's what 2019 going into 2020, at the very beginning of the pandemic, maybe a few shows where we were forced to close the doors, and that was across the world, nation and the globe, really,
Yes.
and have to figure out how do we reach a community that's usually forsaken or seldomly seen as reachable. Let me put it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
And we had this conversation sitting right over there in that little chair right over there. And I remember it. And I only had like 4 tables here at the time.
Yes.
It wasn't all of this stuff.
Yes.
Wasn't all of this technology. It was no Professor X, nothing. It was just, man, I don't want to stop
Yes.
the programs.
Yep.
So with that being said, so we got to talk the backstory.
Okay.
So I know you from doing these amazing things, and a lot of you may have seen her face on different places, billboard spaces, books, magazines. She's a change agent for real, and she's doing it. And she's young with this thing, right?
Yeah.
So who are you behind all of the accolades, the backstory? What's your
Yeah.
backstory?
So
You know,
I am just a young girl from Sheffield, Alabama, who had a big dream.
mm,
From a very early age, I knew I wanted to make an impact. I knew I wanted to make a change on the world, and I knew I wanted to advocate for those who didn't have a voice.
okay,
At the time, that to me looked like being a lawyer. So I
okay.
pursued law all the way up until my junior year of college.
Wow, all the way.
Yes,
That's 1 year before
yes,
getting out as a paper.
yes, yes. I was a political science major.
Okay,
I went to law camps in the summer, and
yeah.
I went to Ole Miss in the 11th grade and took political science classes. And I was dead set on going to Ivy League school, top of my class.
Mm.
And then I got pregnant my senior year of high school.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
So that kind of changed
Change some
things
things
up
up.
a little bit.
Okay.
I knew that I had to take a different route,
Hmm.
and I was no longer responsible for just myself, but I was responsible for someone else now. So I ended up going to school at University of North Alabama,
UNA.
Roar
Okay, that's what's
Lions.
up.
I was not very happy about it at first. I had got accepted into Cambridge. I got
Wow,
accepted into pretty much every school. I have over $200,000 worth of scholarships
wow. Yeah,
to
I can only
over 50
imagine.
schools. So I was like, I don't want to be at UNA. I worked too hard for this. And UNA absolutely changed my life. It
Wow.
allowed me to study abroad. I've been to Denmark and studied abroad.
Wow.
It,
Wait. Hold up, hold up. So, what led you to go abroad, knowing you had
yeah.
a child on the way?
Well, this was way later. I went
Okay,
abroad later.
afterwards.
So my
Okay,
daughter was about 2.5 when I
okay,
studied
okay,
abroad. But I always had that passion to travel.
okay.
So
Yeah.
travel was a big, big passion of
So
mine.
why talk to people? Why is it so important to travel, whether it's
Yeah.
in other cities, states, counties, countries, but domestically and also abroad? Why is that important?
Travel is important for perspective.
Okay,
So
okay,
travel gives you a perspective outside of your own. We often get so inundated and so regulated to our everyday, our normal, that we can take it for granted. But when you travel and you see that there can be differences, and there are, you really understand the impact you have here and what values you have here. So I grew up here very impoverished. I grew up in the
really,
projects.
right?
I had two parents in the home, but being present physically does not mean you're present there
Wow, yeah,
emotionally. So I was the caregiver very early on. I have a younger sister and a younger brother,
okay.
and I took care of both of them.
And you're the oldest
I am the
of your
oldest.
siblings.
hmm
Wow, wow.
So I had it just very rough. It was not easy for me by any means. And so one of my first experiences abroad was to Haiti.
Okay. Oh man,
Yes,
that's
yes,
that's a real. And you know what? Poverty outside the United States, you don't really know poverty until
yes.
you've been out of the United States.
Yes, it completely flipped my perspective of poverty and resources that we have here.
Yeah.
I stayed a week in Haiti and we lived as the Haitians did. So I had no electricity, no running water.
Wow.
Yes, it was a full immersion experience. We stayed at an orphanage. We taught at that orphanage. We built the orphanage up
Right.
and helped install things. So I was really able to see the difference it makes with just having someone come pick up your trash every Wednesday.
Right.
That's
Right. Like
we take that for granted. No one has to come pick up your trash.
right.
It is a luxury we are afforded.
Yeah. And you
Um,
know, I think that's interesting. I had a friend of mine, Ron, who goes over to Guatemala, and he does a lot of amazing work,
mhm,
and he's bought land and just for the people to be able to, and they live in a place called the dump,
yes,
and that's how they live, eat out of the dumpsters of what
yes.
all the people drop in there,
hmm
and they build homes in the dump.
Yep. So in
And so poverty, when he saw that, oh, this is what we got in the States. It's not poverty. This just means you're lacking resources, but not like the government
yes,
doesn't do anything to help.
yes. So we taught, and I was presented to a kindergarten group. So that was who I was teaching to. So I designed my curriculum to a kindergarten group, and we did the color wheel. So red, yellow, blue. You mix the colors together, you get purple, you get green. That was such a profound thing. They asked the teacher to all the grades, and even
Wow.
the teacher was so amazed. She did not know if you mixed red and blue, you got purple. They didn't know this because why would they? They were so under resourced that
Wow.
why would they even be taught colors? Because that's a luxury.
Mm,
Mixing colors together was a luxury. They need to be taught how to do crops, how to get water, how to sew.
because they didn't have it.
Yes, so
So
they
to get it,
basic
you
reasons
just
to yes. So we brought the colors over there, we mixed it. That was just so profound to me because she was so amazed, and this was a woman who was in her 50s,
50.
50s, who was like, "I never knew red and blue made purple, and that's my
Wow.
favorite color."
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
and so we taught it to every other grade, and they all loved it. I mean, up until the 6th grade.
So I know you said it taught you perspective from a real
Mhm.
perspective in a different place. Were there any other takeaways that you picked up being able to travel abroad as a young lady coming from very humble, low American poverty beginnings?
Yes, we'd be here all day if I talked about my
Just a
travels.
couple of just a couple, and
Ooh,
then we'll go to the song.
how political do you wanna get?
Well, just
We have still a long way to go in America.
okay.
So that's one thing I've learned. So perspective is just the biggest thing, and perspective falls into so many different areas.
Yeah.
So one, just me taking a seat at the table. So traveling abroad gave me a bigger voice because I
Wow.
understood what other people were going through and the privilege I did have. So a
Yeah.
lot of times as a person of color, especially in America, we don't feel we have privilege.
Right.
And to an extent, that is very, very, very true.
Correct.
But also to an extent, we have a lot more privilege being American.
And in poverty versus
Yes,
Africa.
than we ever know. So when you travel outside, so I've been to Haiti, which is one of the worst countries you could go to.
Right.
And I've lived in Denmark, which has been voted the best country in the world several times.
Wow.
So I've kind of been to the best and the worst.
Yeah, I got
and
you.
I've been to China, which has like really limited freedoms. And then so I live in America, which has all the freedom. So I've kind of seen equal sides of everything. And with everything, there's good and bad people. People are people.
That's right.
But what I really realized is what you make it. Because in China, they have less freedoms and they're way happier.
Wow.
Way happier. And everyone's happy. I asked a girl, because they have such varying styles. Their style there is so nice. Like you see one person dressed up really posh and one has street style. And they're just very different. Right. So I said, how do you know whose style is cool? And she said, what do you mean? And we're like, how do you know whose is better or not? And she said, I would never tell anyone I don't like their clothes. I don't understand what you're asking.
Wow.
She had no concept. They just supported everyone for who they are.
Wow.
And so they have very strict laws. And they say, well, if I don't mind the laws, because if you don't do anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about. And this is just the general consensus of the society. So they're very restricted, very, very restricted, but they are very happy.
Well, I guess at the end of the day, the script says that you need laws to be able to regulate the totality of a community.
Yes.
And so if you don't have laws, then you're gonna have chaos.
Yes.
And depending on how strict those laws are and how stringent they are, that depends on the aspects of what's to come or not to come.
Yes.
Yep. All right. So listen. See, I told you this was gonna be a crazy conversation. Yo, she's tough. She's sharp. So we're gonna go to this. We're gonna give them some rhyme and rules. This is a whole bunch of female MCs.
Okay.
So you get to vibe with it because we did this special for you because we know you sharp, you top bill. And Professor, what's up, bro? You got it? You ready? All right, let's go. We'll be right back. You already know the session. Bible beats and bars. Cypher. It's for the females.
My weapons focus on the enemy, don't put my mouth on people. Celebration for the run and keep the motive kingdom. No opening, no ego, and one moniker is dripping. No chicken heads but eagles and nothing but love is given. Pressing through transition when everything is shifting. Hypersensitivity hitting a little different. Had to hit with ignorance and running in the brick walls. Wrestling with price tags and questioning the call. Talent take a back, see what's popping with that walk. How salty is your salt and how transparent is that talk? Cause there's a need to see a season breathe from good stuff. Equipped for fixing breaches and sprinkling seeds tops. Command the heavenlies on behalf of the broken lost. Overthrow depression, I letting go of the rock. Bitterness in the heart starts bitching and getting hot. This deliverance from God and your position is a part or a part of a greater word. Take away debating over church. Dang it, settle your search. Get your hip replaced and get to work. We never been rappers. Mixing up the method with the ID. That eye disease, bananas in the tailpipe for hygiene. Yet I lean on the everlasting. Why everything you feel led to do always render in detachment. Folly making fragments. Divorces from attachments that leave us in a bracket of addicts to handy habits. So get us right, Lord. Break us from the inside. Bring life, Lord. Moving what you're made to do it. Show up with a timely word, right, Lord. Break us from the inside. Bring life, Lord. Moving what you're made to do and show up with a timely word.
I ain't trying to be the goat, I'm trying to be the sheep. One that got rid of the moat so that I can see. I ain't trying to be like Nikki, but I'm next to me. Yep, Xing out the old man like he's Safari. Call me petty, but I parted with my past. Repented once I found the Lord stretched out like elastic. I retracted all my bad acting, wreaking havoc on the lavish grace of God. I was lacking. Here's what happened. He transformed my lukewarm, removed my X-Men through storms. Hallelujah, got my sword, fishing for men for different purposes. I'm certain living, worshiping His holy name is worth the end of my story. I'm in glory like the OR. Brought it to Seattle, peep the ladies with the dope bars. Christ in the highs and lows, just like the ballets. Got the keys to hell and death, and I'm finale.
Here come the lioness, riding it like a pilot. The Bessie Coleman, I'm flying. A pioneer of the all the nights. Emitting light and ignite life like dynamite. I'm screaming, run to the light, quick like Caroline. With torches light in the night sky, it's a call to Christ. I be that vessel, nothing special, give it all my might. I got that doctrine in the kettle, hear that whistle strike.
Scriptures blow through the metal, aim like iron sights. Kill the flesh with the special spiritual Remington. Keep the spiritual fit, doctrinal venison. Switch up the regimen, here's to the new specimen. Unified with a team and they all strapped with the testament. 39 in the old, 27 in the new. So with that 266, you know how we gon' shoot. And if the truth is how we live, you see that proof in the roof. Go ahead, pay attention where your girl going. Iron shot for iron, man, that's excellence required. So the squad been cutting ties, but those circles never thriving. I got the eyes in line when I'm reminded they complying by the power of the divine. In the work of my G-spine, God's image spitting convo, give it dope flow for another time. But when I'm live on professing that I'm loving thyself, that be a mind blow confession. Yo, I'm blushing, I'm a system and the symptoms resist on it. For that I had to dig deep. Shovel metal 6 feet, Barry B resembles something fearing is a kill greed. Them low-fi's solidified, that brought a life that had to die. Like trash in time or reaching peace in mind instead of suicide. Devil savage state of mind. Jesus be a balisade. Palisade, my fail-safe, be ever faith in word of God. Keep safe, be free, no lock. So I'ma stay, no I'ma stop. But either way, he broke the chains. I heard him drop with Tasha Cobbs. I got to ride like Ricky Bobs. The track to keep me free and calm. But going off like hitting bombs in Vietnam to bring along. Cause devil know we ready, know we well equipped. Even people times avoid to see all that we working with.
Yo, it's AI The Anomaly, and right now you're streaming the sessions, Bible Beats and Bars. Stay locked in, stay listening, stay dope.
Woo! So what you think? What you think about the
Wow.
bar?
Oh my gosh. Woo! It's hot in here.
It's hot in
It's
here.
hot.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, welcome back to the session. We kicking it with Demetria Horton,
Yeah.
CEO of Double Companies, CEO, executive director. She does
Yes.
consulting in Foundation. Listen. I'm proud of you, yo.
Thank you. Thank
Yo,
you.
that's what's up. This is great. I'm
Yes.
enjoying this one. So listen, before we get in, because we got a lot to cover, right?
Yes.
Before we get to
So
the
much.
video. So don't forget, every Friday night, Professor, help me with this real quick. Every Friday night, we do what we call the No More Dirty TV show. It's a music video show, complete clean content, dope videos, stuff like what you hear. And these are just features. But imagine 1 hour of just continual great content, females, males, young people. We got kid MCs, singers, cross-cultural sounds. I mean, boom bap to pop to urban. And it's all uplifting.
Yes, check
Like
it out.
all uplifting. So that's every Friday evening, 7:30 p.m. And also we do it on Wednesdays now. We got a double take. So that you can just go to our YouTube channel, No More Dirty INC. Thanks to you. So back in the day, we up in this thing for real. And then on Saturdays, you got it like what you see. 2 p.m. every Saturday is a session, Bible Beats and Bars. And that's what it's actually transformative talk. You know what I mean? With some dope featured music and some videos.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then Sunday is on and popping. You already know what it is. It's No More Dirty radio show. So we're all over the place now. So on 5 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sundays, we are with G93. Shout out to Ed Gaines. 6 p.m. we're on We Up 103.1. You know, they all got apps. And then on Mondays, we join a worldwide major platform, envision-radio.com. And then we're on 4 p.m. It's on the East Coast. So that'd be 3 p.m. our time. So at the end of the day, yo, you got plenty of music. You got plenty of content. The key is to just stay lock and load. Show them the website. It's nomoredirty.org. You can visit, invest, volunteer, share, and just constantly be about change, you know, change from lives. You know what I mean? So again, that's what it's about. Don't forget, nomoredirty.org. All right. So now let's get back to this amazing journey. So you took us through high school years. You jumped into college. You 3 years in. Then you decide, I'm going to change the game, right? Next thing you know, what's next?
Yes. So
3
years
10
in.
years of this thing, for real.
Yes, I do. It's been a while. I'm not even that old yet. I started out pretty young. So in college, actually in undergrad, actually ran a nonprofit.
For real?
So that was my first introduction into nonprofit. And I wrote about $100,000 worth of grants for them.
What?
Yes. While I was in undergrad. So that's
Wow.
kind of where I got started with nonprofit.
Wait,
So
that's why we do this every Saturday. You're like, if you didn't know that you can do it, now you see one.
Yes,
Has done
you
it and still
can.
doing it.
Yes, you can. You can. So I was doing all of that, but I kind of didn't know. I was the first one to do all of these things. So still did a lot of things wrong. So it sounds like a really great story, but There's always the pitfalls in there.
Yeah,
So I
right.
get to my end of my junior year and I'm talking to my advisor and he says, "Well, what are you going to do when you graduate? You haven't had an internship, you haven't done any of these things to be a lawyer.
Wow.
You just have a political science degree and that doesn't really mean that much."
Hmm.
And I had a 3-year-old daughter, so I needed to make money and I had to figure out how to get a degree that makes money.
I got you.
So I always wanted to be a business law. I wanted to go into mergers and acquisitions and work
Mhm.
for, honestly, wanted to work for Big Tobacco. Don't judge me.
Okay, got you. I understand. It's good money.
Generational poverty through financial gains. That's what I was thinking. But
Wow.
now I'm smarter and I know generational poverty comes from mindset, not money. Okay,
Come on.
guys?
Ooh, wait.
Mindset, not
We'll
money.
say that
The
again.
money will come. The mindset is first. Okay.
Woo.
Mindset, not money. That is generational poverty. So I switched over to the School of Business
Okay,
and absolutely loved everything about business.
I got you.
So I got a degree in entrepreneurship from UNA.
Okay.
While at UNA, I was able to do a lot of leadership opportunities, travel the country, travel the world, really immerse myself in what type of leader I wanted to be and
Cool.
what type of change I wanted to see in the world.
Wow.
So I really started to develop the mindset of a global citizen and starting to think of myself on a global impact and how do we affect the world on a large scale and not just where we are at the moment.
So let me ask a question. That's powerful. Global citizenship.
Yes.
I've never heard of that before. I mean,
Okay.
I've heard of global, international business and citizenship,
Yes.
but global citizenship. Why that?
Because with the degree in business, I was told to follow trends, and the trend is globalization.
Okay.
So whatever we do today, and you can see this happening with LinkedIn, with TikTok, with Facebook, which
Yeah,
wasn't that popular.
it was not.
What you're doing today is affecting the world on a global scale. So honestly, I was just a little bit ahead of the trends.
Okay.
Because we're already there. I can make a video today and I can impact people all across the world. These videos that you're doing are impacting people across the world. So you
Yeah,
are in fact, a global citizen
for sure. I got
working
you.
on a global scale. And so I just saw the value in that very early on. And I knew that my trajectory, my end goal was going to be greater than the United States.
Mm,
So
I
that's
love
kind of
that.
what I thought. So this is why I also
So
sought out to travel.
right. So I guess so. Then my next question before when then we'll go to a song, is so then your passion for executive leadership.
Yes.
How did you get to that? Because we're gonna when we come back after this
Yes.
question, we're gonna dig in that economic, that entrepreneurial, and that
Yes.
executive leadership because that's where you sit right now,
Yes.
twofold.
Yes.
So, but let's do this. How
Mhm.
did your passion? You went from that to turning loving business now
Yes.
looking at things globally. How did you get to that from that as a young girl coming up in poverty, now seeing success through the global range? How did you get
Yes.
to executive leadership as a go-to path?
Yeah, it was actually never my goal. I always wanted to be
Okay.
behind the scenes. I wanted to be COO, so I wanted to be operations.
Okay, I got
I
you.
always wanted to be behind the scenes. So from undergrad, I always wanted to go Ivy League. So I went and got a degree from Harvard
Okay. Oh
in
wow.
analytics and data. And then my husband actually pushed me to get my master's degree. I actually didn't want a master's degree either, but he pushed me to get my master's degree, and it was in that program. And so I was at A&M
Okay.
that I
Shout out to
really
A&M.
found my voice and my leadership because that was my first HBCU experience.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
so
That's what's
shout out to
up. It's official
HBCUs.
now, baby.
Yes,
It's official. She in the club.
yes. So I found my voice there, and that really motivated me to go into the executive type of positions and the
Wow.
executive light. I was able to work with a few amazing people through that experience, and I saw a lot of things they were doing right, and I saw some things that I wanted to do better.
I got you. Yeah.
And so I took that leap during COVID and jumped out on my own and started my own company. And from there,
Wow.
I kind of never
Wait,
looked
wait, wait,
back.
wait. That's we gotta give him a song. That's got you going, you get deep now. So
Yeah.
let's hey, professor, let's give him some drip, because you got drip all over you. I was kicking with some of the other these queen bees, and they had that drip. So we're gonna give them some drip. This is by Erica Mason. It's called Drip on the Devil, Drip on that madness. And we'll be right back with Demetria Horton, the queen bee, double time.
Oh, drill, drill, drill. Oh, yeah. the drip on the drip, drip. I got the drip on the drip, drip. I got the 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 drip on the drip, 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 drip. I got the drip. I got the drip. I got the drip. I got the drip. All red Tims, cause I'm dripping in the blood. Put my foot up on your neck, let you know I ain't the one. Put a barrel to your chest, living word is my beret. Fight, fight, fight before you run your mouth, stretch before you flex. Ooh, you so obsessed with me, all on my everything. I know you mad because you never rest in peace. I got the recipe, I got a chef in me, dumped in this sauce and then dripped on my enemies. I don't do patty cake, why do we conversate? All of this that you owe, I should call Sally Mae. I can be flossy cause all of my debts are paid. You get no refund, you threw your receipt away. Ooh, ooh, you never beat me and that makes you angry. Ooh, ooh, you can't defeat me and that drives you crazy. Yeah, you come for everybody cause you got left. You mad cause you can never have what I have. See, sometimes I drip and sometimes I drizzle. I reign with the king, so I got no issue. I got the drip on the drip, drip. 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 I got the 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 drip on the drip, 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 drip. I got the drip. I got the drip. I got the drip. I got the drip. Dripping, dripping, salsa, dipping, dripping, dripping. My God, kill it. I'm tired of acting like you got the power. Drenched in the water like fresh out the shower. Talking is cheap when conversing with cowards. Yeah, I hear you whisper. My God is louder. Mama said, if you say it from your chest. Honestly, I'm that one slip up that you might just regret. God and me, got a squad in the arsenal on deck. You about to write what you can't cash. You better double check. Yeah, boy, you so animated, but I ain't intimidated. Yeah, your words are so fabricated. Yeah, but I don't do imitation. Yeah, I'm drenched in the blood like a cannibal. I'm an animal, call me Hannibal, tearing up the flesh. I don't put the flesh to rest, like what's next? Giving everything I got till I have nothing left. Watch. God, I feel so saucy, dripping while I'm walking. Never get up off me. Don't know why you talking. God, I feel so saucy. God, I feel so bossy, dripping like a faucet. You better use caution. God, I feel so saucy, dripping while I'm walking. Never get up off me. Don't know why you talking. God, I feel so saucy. God, I feel so bossy, dripping like a faucet. You better use caution. I got the drip on the drip, drip. 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 I got the 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 drip on the drip, 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 drip. I got the drip. I got the drip. I got the drip. I got the drip.
Oh man, I got the drip, drip.
Yes, yes. I have the best songs during my set. This is so good.
This is your show.
Music
It's
is
your
so
show.
good.
I'm your host, Mr. Whitlow, aka Minister Fred. Two, don't call me Junior. That's a negative, for real, for real. There you go. Kingdom of
Don't do it.
live in the studio with Demetria Horton. Listen, wow, you are doing. You got to tell them about your spring break. Most people go party, they go down to Florida, they go what? So what you do on your spring break? Where you doing something different?
So I mentioned the global citizen, and I wish I could take credit for that idea, but I cannot.
Right.
I was a part of a group in college called Alternative Breaks.
Okay.
So what we did is during spring or fall break, instead of going out and partying, we did a service trip.
Okay.
So I have led service trips to Haiti, where we worked on community development. New York, where I taught financial literacy in the Bronx.
Oh,
Ferguson. Yeah, Ferguson right after Mike Brown. And then Peoria, Illinois, right after a tornado hit there. So we did some disaster relief. So the focus of this group is not only to go and serve, but to really think about being intentional in serving and intentional in what you want to accomplish in anybody's community. So it really gave me an insight into when you go into any space to not kind of oppose what you want, but listen to what the people
Right,
say
right. Yeah.
and
yeah.
kind of meet them where they are.
And I think that's what Christ did. He didn't do it alone, and he
Yes.
was perfect. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? We
yes.
was talking about that. I was like, listen, I got a squad. I know I can't do it by
Yes.
myself. She got a squad.
Yes, I got a big squad. Shout out to my squad. Y'all know who y'all are. I can't do it without y'all.
Hey, same here, man. Professor ain't on behind the scene, and all the other scrats doing what
Yes.
they do. There would be no more dirty. So, but let's talk about now that you've kind of shared with all of us about your journey.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that has led you to executive leadership. So how did
Yes.
that happen to that journey get you to your business? And let's tell us about your business and that journey.
Yeah, so my business is Innovium Strategy and
Wait a
Consulting.
minute, you're moving. It's Innovium
Innovium, like
I like it.
innovation.
with the IUM.
Yeah, VM.
Yeah,
VM.
I like that. Oh, that's dope. You ain't gonna be able to copyright that. That's hers.
Yes,
Just so you know,
I
it's
own that.
trademarked and
Yes,
everything.
that's
Go ahead.
mine. I made that one up.
It is on the screen.
Yes, so that's my logo, Innovium. And what I started my business because I was working with a wonderful, wonderful lady, and she was doing some great things. But I kind of saw there was a gap in the market.
Okay.
And so in marketing, this is fun word everyone likes to use right now, marketing. And you have business owners and they come to you and they say, I want a Facebook post because I need more sales.
Hmm.
Well, a Facebook post does not get you more sales. It doesn't work like that. So you need someone who's going to be honest with you. You need someone who's going to sit down and tell you where you are. Do you know your cost? Do you know your profit margin? Is it worth putting a Facebook post out if you don't have a brand? So I really wanted to bring that aspect to business owners
Right.
because I saw that a lot of business owners were getting into a business because they liked what they were doing or producing.
Right.
So I'm a really good artist. I'm going to start a business as it. I'm a really good chef. So I'm going to start a business. I'm
I
a
got you.
really good hairdresser. So I'm going to start a business. But there are a lot of aspects to a business that involve
Mm.
more than just what you're good at.
Yeah.
And it was getting really expensive for those business owners to afford those type of services. So I started my business with that aim to teach people how to understand their business and how to do everything I was doing. So
Mm.
honestly, my goal when I sat down with a client was I want our relationship to work so well you don't need me anymore.
Wow.
In 6 months, you should not be paying me.
Wow.
So that was
You
the
know,
purpose of my
let me tell
business.
you, I think that is so selfless
Yes.
when you look at the competition factor and you look at capitalism in its
Yes.
historical value. It's take,
Yep.
buy out, take care, let me take again.
Yep.
You never want to say, well, if you're doing that well, you don't need me.
Yes.
Do your thing. Congratulations. Hoorah.
Yes.
You know,
And there's been many other clients where we went in for our monthly meeting and I said, I could write you a proposal for next month, but you don't need me.
wow.
And I'd rather you take this money and do X, Y, and Z,
Wow.
and I'll still help you and you still call me and you still ask me anything you want. But this money is better spent somewhere else.
See, that's what that well, I think that's why the Lord's blessing you, to be very
Yeah.
honest, you know. So and I can speak to that because I was one of those small businesses
Yes.
that didn't know about technology. That she came in right after hurricane and said, "Do you need to get this and this and then?" I said, "Well, okay, I'll buy this software." And she said, "Well, let me get this. You get you one camera. Now we got 4 or 5."
Yes.
3 years later,
And you didn't need me for very long, right?
I did because and she told me, she said, "Well, once you do this, if you need me, call me."
Yes.
And that was a wrap.
Yes. And so actually, OWN Foundation, that I'm currently executive director of, was one of my first clients.
So what? Wait.
Yes.
Okay, so you were doing your business,
Yes.
consulting and helping
Yes.
OWN Foundation
Yes.
do their business even
Yes.
better.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go to a song. Let's go to a song. We're gonna come back. I got you. We ain't gonna take up all your time, but this is good. Let's give her some AI. You already know that's my favorite. She gonna tell you, you know what? She a grown woman. That's the name of the song. Grown woman doing big
Okay.
things. Ain't that right, Professor?
Yeah.
Ain't that right, Professor? And he got it. Let's go. We'll be right back. The session.
Bible Beats Bars.
Bars.
Grown woman. Yeah. She see boy, she be working with her hands. Yeah. That's for the cause, hustle in advance. Yeah, that's a grown woman. Respect from a man, mind don't expand. Yeah, that's a grown woman. Stack up the bands, spend it on the land. Yeah, that's a grown woman. Woman, pack light and keep your faith right. God first when we aim. It don't matter what the daylight, cause dark gon' come. So prepare in the daylight. Life move quick, it don't wait for your right time. Woman, with your weight like burdens got you worried in late night. Got you moving slow, grown women, we acknowledge it, grow and then move it on. Let go of all your calluses, learning to carry on. A grown woman work to balance emotions and weakest moments. I fail plenty like Danny, I pick it up, keep it going. I rise late in the night, my hubby trust in my grind. I serve him love of my life, I pack the sword for the fight. I teach my kids how to live, to love, give, and ignite. Wait, they talking rent, we tryna own. What a real estate. You let us in a room, we gon' renovate. We planting heavy, later harvest on the dinner plate. Wait. Don't watch us innovate. The real ones keep it Benny Frakes, sis, never imitate. A village full of women with the faith that'll elevate. Grown woman business, we be reppin' with the heavyweight. On a grown woman business. Why you in your feelings? You could come with us. We be on a whole nother village. And on this level, it's a whole lot of critics. We bring a lot of grown women with us. Respect me like a grown woman. You looking at a grown woman. And we be on a grown woman. You looking at a grown woman. They should wanna be in our vicinity. For sanity's and body credit, therapy and golly deeds. I'll tell the truth for shame the beast. And make every percent of me an enemy to anything against the king. Queen, girl, you better represent what excellence you grown. Get sure to do it, help you do that on your own. Say unashamed with your name, all the things you'd overcome. And never refrain from relaying, displaying how it's done. I reckon something missing is the misconception that world life's a hype that won't look like the next one. And all that vain advice, the world disguised as blessed, son. They tell you go do what you want, you earned your session. To be the rudest, to be the crudest, to feed excuses, to bring influence, to speak is stupid, so fluent. You should be moving with order, steps could be ruling with guidance that you like, even a garden went wild. You know how that is. Lauren warned us about that nakedness you sport. Maybe it's boredom, but what our daughters see is important. Look, yo, if you disagree, the grown woman meet at 3. I pray we sway you over TV on that grown woman business. Why you in your feelings? You could come with us. We be on a whole nother village. And on this level, it's a whole lot of critics. We bring a lot of grown women with us. Respect me like a grown woman. You looking at a grown woman. And we be on a grown woman. You looking at a grown woman.
Hey, welcome back. We sit there just hanging out, y'all. Professor, you supposed to cue us on that one right
Yeah,
there.
come on. It's all good.
Oh my goodness. Well, welcome back to the session, Bible Beats and Bars. Okay. So listen, we gotta wrap finale this thing up. But so you were a consultant
Hmm.
contracted out by Foundation,
Yes.
and you eventually became part of that. So tell us a little bit about the
Yes.
backstory of Foundation.
So
And why?
Foundation, I found Foundation because I wanted to start my own nonprofit
Right.
for girls.
Okay.
And so I wanted a little experience, and I found what the Foundation was doing. So they work, when I met them at first, they work with high school senior girls
Okay. Good.
throughout their senior year of high school and help prepare them for higher education. So I volunteered with them. And
Okay.
from that volunteer experience, the founder, who is amazing, Alka Bargov, was like, can you do some contracting work from us? We just lost our marketing person. I would love if you could help me do some marketing. And I was like, yeah, sure, of course, anything you need. I mean, I would have done it for free, but she paid me.
That worked too.
And from there, just seeing what they did and seeing the impact the Foundation made really sold me. So what we do, because now it's me.
Wait, because now she is the
Yes.
executive director. So she went from helping them to
Yes.
level up to now she is the level up
Yes.
person.
So I went
in
from
the,
consultant to program manager to operations director
oh
to
my goodness.
executive director.
Wow.
I am the youngest person to ever work for this company, and I hold the highest title that there is to have. I'm the first executive director of the OWN Foundation, past the founder.
Wow.
So, well,
Wow.
technically there was one before me, but she only lasted 2 weeks, so we're not gonna count her.
Okay.
Okay, so I am the first,
That's staying in the
yeah,
clock.
executive director of the OWN Foundation that you can document and look up.
I got you. Oh, good. That's what's up.
But so it is a mentorship, a workforce development, and a leadership program.
Okay, wait. Mentorship,
Yes,
workforce development,
and leadership.
and leadership for girls.
Yes, for girls. Sorry, boys.
Okay,
For
that's
girls.
okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. I'll handle the boys. You got the
Yeah,
girls.
you get
Okay.
you have the boys.
That's
You're doing a
what's up.
great job.
I'm
So
trying to keep
we now serve high school senior girls,
Oh, that's good.
high school junior girls,
11th graders.
yes, and college freshmen.
Okay, 11th, 12th, and then the
Yes,
freshmen.
and freshman
And
year.
I think that's crucial because
Yes.
that's the years where if they don't make the right decision, they're going back home.
Yes.
Or
And that's what we see
there'll be a
happening.
dancer somewhere, or they'll be
Yes.
or they'll be or they'll be
Yes.
or they'll be.
So what we do is we
There it
pull
is right there.
high achieving 3.0 GPA girls who are 2 times the federal poverty level or below.
So wait, what does that mean?
So the federal government establishes a poverty level.
Okay, got you.
So what we do is times that times 2. So if one person is 12,000, we give you 24,000.
Okay, got you.
And that's where we want the income level because we have to measure for grants and for statistics how
Correct.
we're helping at risk or under resourced youth.
Okay.
The reason we say 2 times the federal poverty level because income and money is not the only thing that make you under resourced.
That's great. I
You could
love
be
that.
emotionally under resourced. You can have an under resourced network. Maybe you have 2 parents who love you very much and they both work 40 hours, so they just do not have the time
To give you
to help you with these things. Maybe you're a first generation American student, and so your parents are, immigrants and they don't speak the language. So
right.
under resourced means a lot of things.
Right.
So that's how
Wow.
we qualify that. So these are high achieving girls who are the first person to usually graduate college or go to college.
Wow.
Sometimes the first ones in their family to graduate high school.
Wow.
And girls who would normally, if they did not have this help, would fall through the cracks. So these are the girls who are going off to college and have scholarships,
And no
but
support system.
park in the wrong spot and get their car towed. And they don't have anyone to call for $150.
Right.
So now they're taking the bus because they also have to work 40 hours. And so now their grades are dropping. And without that support system and without someone to
Right.
call, they easily end up dropping out of school. And this high achieving girl who got a full ride is now back at home,
Right.
feeling very disappointed in herself when all she needed was a little help.
I think this is let me say this before we go any further. I want to say I really appreciate this organization, Foundation, because I work in housing when I'm not doing no more dirty, and I see hundreds and hundreds of girls, and we have some really cool programs. But we're gonna have to really figure this out
Yes.
because we
Yes.
got tons of girls, man. We got all of our local. It's just but I'm really glad that your organization is thriving and not just existing.
Yes. And I think one of the reasons it is because we are very, very unique and that we are dedicated to teaching the generational prosperity mindset.
Right.
So we are given resources, but more than that, we are given the mindset and the tools and the knowledge
Right.
to
Right.
get these girls
Right.
out of these circumstances. So we're teaching budget and finance. We're teaching conflict resolution, emotional intelligence, how to select a college.
Wow.
Yes, how to do time management, how to set a goal. We're teaching them leadership and success
Wow.
mindset.
And that's great because if you can choose the right goal, you
Yes.
can choose the right guy.
Yes. And when you know what your goal is and you know that end goal, when things start to pull you off, it kind of brings you back to the why.
Right.
If you
Why?
can go back to why
Right.
am I doing this? Where do I want to be? Where's that doctor or that lawyer or whatever?
Right.
Because we have girls from everywhere. We have girls who are welders,
Mm.
all the way to girls walking in Paris Fashion Run Week, to girls
Wow.
at Vanderbilt,
Wow.
at Yale.
Yeah.
We have girls studying abroad in Rome. And we have
Wow.
girls right here in our backyard at Drake and Calhoun. So we have girls everywhere. When we say we support them, whatever they want to do, we
Love that.
truly do that. So that's why I love what we do. One, we're very flexible, so we bring it to the girls. Every year we change. Every year the girls are different.
Yeah.
Every year the girls face something different. These girls that we're dealing with this year are the first set of seniors that started at COVID. So freshman year COVID, sophomore year COVID, junior
Junior
year
COVID.
hybrid
Wow.
COVID, and this is
Wow.
the first time they've been in school, and we're seeing a big gap
I can only
in what these
imagine.
girls know and can do. So we're able to change
Wow.
up the program and readjust it to meet them where they are.
So for you, as we do a wrap up on this, what is your personal goals now going forward? Now that you are so immersed in Foundation,
Yeah.
having your own business, being able to help businesses be able to get to the place where they're stabilized,
Mhm.
sustainable, and move on. What's next for you?
Just helping more people.
I
That's
love
what's
that.
next for me. I want to make a greater impact on this community. I do a lot through Own Foundation, but there's a lot more to be done.
I got
There's a
you.
lot more businesses that still need help. There's a lot more impact to make. So that's kind of what's next for me is just increasing that impact and creating that ripple effect that will just keep trickling out and creating that change.
Well, I'm gonna ask one more question about the
Mm.
DEIB as it relates to working with girls, but I want to say, and I hope that you are really taking note and listening. How can they get in touch with? What's your website for your company?
Yes.
Let's do that, and then I want to do one more question.
So for my company, Innovium, you have to get in touch with me. Innovium is morphed.
Okay.
And I only have corporate clients. I'm
Okay.
very
Gotcha.
lucky and fortunate
That's gotcha.
to be able to work, to have grown Innovium in such a way that I was able to use my business as an example of what I'm trying to teach people.
Okay.
So Innovium does
Makes
not
sense.
have a website
Okay.
or social media, but it is very profitable, and that's for a reason.
Gotcha. All right. And then the Foundation.
Yes, now that is the best way to reach me.
All right.
So www.ohm, which is AUM Foundation USA, don't forget the USA.org. And we always need mentors. We need female mentors. We always
Okay.
need volunteers, donations, support. And there's a spot on there where you can get my email address, and I am there to help. Reach out to
Right.
me.
It's on the screen. Get involved. So
Yes.
be a mentor, volunteer, career accelerate network, the whole nine.
Yes.
Looking for
If you are a high school student, applications are currently open for the next cohort. So you have until February 28th to apply. So juniors and seniors in high school
okay.
apply to be in the program. We give a scholarship, we give laptops, tablets. We have a lot of good stuff, a lot of great
That's
stuff.
what's up.
Yeah.
Well, listen, again, I want to say thank you for taking the time to like share all of this good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's great reconnecting on these whys. You know what I mean? Enrichment classes, mentoring. There's the
Yes.
pathway. You see it right there, folks. That is the 2023-24 parent student and parent application. Meaning if you really want your child to do well, you got to be all engaged.
Yes, yes.
You know
We
what
do
I'm
ask the
saying?
parents to
There it
be
is.
involved.
Look, scroll that back down. I want to share
This
that with
is
them.
a very prestigious program, ladies. It is an honor to be in. We really love our girls and help them a lot. And we only take 30 girls in the Huntsville area,
That's what's
and
up.
we have about 200 apply.
Wow. So let's do this. Thanks again, Professor, for bringing that up, bring us back on screen. So I want to ask this other question,
Mhm.
and that is, as a final, is as a woman of color, first of your really millennial crossing the line, just getting over. I mean, you're doing it. You're the first, yo.
Yes.
Corporate consulting, now executive director.
Yes.
For those young ladies and just ladies in general that are like, man, I wish I could do it. What would some keys that you would want to just encourage them
Mhm.
as we finale? And we're going to take them out with a really cool song.
Okay.
But how what would you say to that girl that's 18, that parent that's hadn't finished it, but always wanted to get her high school diploma,
Yes.
or that senior adult that never finished a lot of things because she was taking care, making sure other kids and grants
Yes.
made it through. What
Yes.
would you say to them as someone who has started in poverty and low income means to where you sit today, right next to me?
Yes. The number one piece of advice I can give you is that failures and mistakes are a part of success. Okay.
Wow.
They are not detriments. They do not hold you back. They are not bricks in the backpack to weigh you down. You cannot reach success. You cannot reach success without having failures and mistakes. They are part of your journey. So every time you reach that failure or that mistake, don't look at it as something that's blocked you back. You learn something. You learn what not to do. You learn what you didn't want. You learn what didn't work. And that puts you a step further. So failures are not step backs, they are step forward. And as long as you realize that and not get so caught up in a mistake or a failure or thinking that you've done too much where you can never come back. Because I mean, I had my daughter at 18. My whole family told me it was over for me.
Wow.
I went back to my high school graduation, high school reunion 10 years later, and I had the highest degree out of anyone in that class.
Wow.
No one had a higher degree than me. Okay. So failures and mistakes are a part of your success. I would not be sitting here beside you now if I hadn't made all of those mistakes.
Come on.
I would not be sitting here beside you now if I had not fell on my face and ate the ground many a time. So I got so pretty. All that beating of the pavement. I definitely learned the hard way. And it wasn't until I realized that those were the things that made me, and those are the things that make me great. And those are the things that I'm able to sit here and talk to you about now.
Right. Right.
That really empowered me to go out there and reach for everything I could reach for. And that's the reason I work with these girls today, is because it took someone showing that to me. And I want to show that to as many people as possible, that I promise you, if I am sitting here and I can do it, you can too. And all of those failures and all of those mistakes are exactly why you can do it. You can.
Yeah. Well, you are a living testament.
Yes.
And I will dare say, and Professor X and I, we talk always before we're doing different things, and before we are blessed to have people like yourself. We say, if you're on this show, you're not only impacting in a major and amazing way, but you have made it to the level we call imprint.
Thank
So,
you.
and I mean that. Let me explain why. And we're gonna give you 2 songs on the back end. Just deal with us. Like when you get a tattoo, it's imprinted on your skin.
Yes.
You can't take that off.
Yes.
Now you can have it removed, but you'll
It's
still have
still
the
there,
scar.
yeah.
It's imprinted
Yes.
on your arm or your whatever body, neck, whatever. Because at the end of the day, you're not just impacting hundreds of thousands of years and helping organizations be able to accomplish financial goals.
Yes.
And you're not just being a young lady that has been at the top of her game doing what you're doing for young girls that are in 11th, 12th, and the first year, make decisions that's going to imprint their life for the next 30 years. But what you're doing is you're actually the imprint.
Thank you. No, I appreciate
Like literally,
that.
you're
Yeah.
the imprint. When they see you on a flashcard, on a big screen, on a brochure,
Yes.
and then a woman of color,
Yes. And a statistic at that.
statistic, you came
I was
out of
supposed to
what
be
they
a
said you would
statistic.
not.
Yes.
And you know what it's like not to have support, even with people in the house.
Yes. Yes.
So you can speak directly to every kid.
Yes.
So if you don't have not considered supporting foundation, you ain't got no excuse.
Yeah, you
There
have
it is,
no
right there.
excuse.
That's the contact number. Thank you, Professor. That's my man. That's
Yes,
my
you are
partner.
supporting girls like me, girls who are trying to do amazing things.
Yeah.
Girls who are the next women, the next mothers,
Right.
next doctors,
entrepreneurs,
mayor,
yeah.
president.
That's it. That's the one next, right?
Yes.
So we just want to say thank you, and to everyone that took the time to tune in. Shout out to my man Professor X, that's my homie for life, and to the whole entire crew and No More Dirty. But thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to do this with us.
No.
And this will be on worldwide, so you just get the link, do what you want to do with it. So let me pray, and then we, Professor, let's take them out with 2 songs on this one. Because I
Real quick,
wanted
thank
to.
you for inviting me, and thank you for all you do
I'm grateful.
in the community. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay.
Hey, well, thank you so
Yeah.
much, and thank you for helping me.
Yeah,
It
of
wouldn't be
course.
the technology. I wouldn't even start. Ain't that right, Professor? I wouldn't even start it if it wasn't that little
Hey,
conversation.
This is the reconnect. So wait to
That's
see
it.
what else happens from this. Y'all gonna see we're gonna be 5 years back again, and we're
It's gonna
gonna
be crazy.
be on a big stage,
Yeah,
the
that's it, right?
BBC with a live
That's it.
audience.
No, we just take a ride. Let's just go all the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
let all the kids come in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, so let me pray real quick. We're gonna give you all 2 more songs, and don't forget, I'm gonna say it again. March the 18th. That is the listen. We're bringing 100% clean content, family and kid friendly. So we're doing a thank you, man. We're doing a clean comedy series with 3 national comedians. If you like the Small Fire, She was on BT. That was, you know what I'm saying? Spike Davis, he's touring all over the country. St. Vic. Listen, they're coming to town to show you how to have good, wholesome fun. And every proceed every ticket that's sold is going to go to benefit scholarships for
Yes.
underserved kids.
What a great cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me pray, and then we're gonna get in on these two songs, and then again we'll see you next week. You know how I go. The replay will be on Wednesday evening at 7:30, and then it's just worldwide. So just click it when you want. All right, let's pray. So, God, we want to say thank you so much for Demetria Horton. Thank you for her organization that she represents and her business and her story, Lord. So bless her and her family in a special way. Continue to bless her over and abundantly. Whatever she desires, one, whatever, you told Joshua, wherever you put your foot, your sole of your foot, that's yours. So wherever she put the sole of her heel, because she likes stilettos. So wherever it touches, that's a wrap. It's hers. And then bless even those young people and those young girls, 11th, 12th graders, and the first year in college, that as they grow, those 30 here in this area and the other 170 around the world and literally in other places, bless them as well. And we'll be sure to give you the honor and praise in the worthy name of Yeshua the Christ, who is Jesus of the Bible. Amen. That's what's up. You good? Any closing remarks you want to tell the folks? You good?
No, I'm good. I'm good. This was amazing. This was great. This was a great opportunity. Like you said, it's kind of full circle and a great opportunity. I don't speak about myself a lot, so it was very interesting, very fun.
Well, that's good stuff. They need to know.
Yes.
And, all right, so we will see you next time. Hey, again, thanks again. Go to the website. You can get tickets there. You can, and then also you have something coming up in April, right?
Yes, we have On Palooza coming up in April on April 13th. You can check it out on our website. So if you go to the website, there'll be a pop-up that comes up and check it out. You can learn everything about what Ohm does. It's a great event.
That's cool.
There'll be tequila tasting, cigar lounge.
Yeah,
it's only $75 a ticket. We'll have great food.
See, that's it. Yeah. If you could do 25, 35 bucks, you can go and support 75 plus them. All right, let's go. Hey, give them to them, man. Boom, bap. We'll see you next week. You already know the business. No more dirty for life. The session, Bible, beats, and bars. Hey.
I'm on a mission, even wanna hit the runway. Running miles, hit the track like I'm Usain. Feeling love, spreading peace like it's ballet. Crossing back door borders, I got leeway.
And I'm praying, love, your kingdom come will be done, earth as it is in heaven, lift it up. And I'm praying in your name, Jesus. Amen to that. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I kick Satan in the face in my PJs, praying instead of road raging on the freeway. Feeling love, yes enough, I'm a speedway. Bow my head, close my eyes, make a wish like it's my birthday. And I'm praying, love, your kingdom come will be done, earth as it is in heaven, lift it up. And I'm praying in your name, Jesus. Amen to that.
Told me not to preach. Instead, I'ma spit it. That's why the top of my lungs stay with hallelujahs in it. All things considered, God got my beginning, all written from the ending. So I'm living backwards, getting to the crowd. Imago they displayed in their jeans, and they started going crazy from the gate to mezzanines. Keep it jumping, but I still came with trampolines.
And I'm praying in your name, Jesus. Amen to that. And I'm praying in your name, Jesus. Amen to that.
Look. Look. Look.
That's great. Does anybody see my pelvis anywhere?
Joe. Hey, 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 yo, hey, he is the one and only, no other God, give you all the glory, Rey Majestad, yeah, hey, 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 yo. I wouldn't be here if it ain't for you. Made my life clean like a good shampoo. When I was sick, you healed my wounds. My life was through with you, I'm renewed. Hey, hey, yo. Ain't no fairy tale from a novel. Lord, you ain't no genie in a bottle. Out of trouble, I mind boggle. Pick me up if I should stumble. Running to you, marathoner. Lord, I go and give you honor. Hey, Lord, I go and give you honor. Holy, glory, Jesus, I give you praise. Glory, Jesus, I praise you. No other name. Holy, glory, holy, glory, holy, glory, Jesus, I give you praise. Glory, Jesus, I praise you. No other name. Holy, glory, holy, glory.
So Baba might get you the way that I move. I know I could reach you. Don't act too religious, cause you look like you vicious. Like you never felt pain before. Like you never been there before. Don't forget how it felt. Keep that compassion to go help someone out. Jesus in my mind, with me all the time. One of a kind, chosen vessel. God says that I'm special. Speak to my God in my heart and my brain. Casting out demons, I'm not ashamed.
Holy, glory, Jesus, I give you praise. Glory, Jesus, I praise you. No other name. Holy, glory, holy, glory, holy, glory, Jesus, I give you praise. Glory, Jesus, I praise you. No other name. Holy, glory, holy, glory,